It's Hatchpod time. Maya Acosta, joined by Key Budge today. Key, how are you?
Doing well. You seemed a little surprised that I was going to sit here.
Yes, and here you are. Glad to have you back on. It's been a while since it's just been you and I. We've had some podcasts recently with the whole crew, but we're talking to Taylor Davis, General Services Manager with TVRPD, to learn more about our fishing derby that is right around the corner. So welcome, Taylor.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back.
Yes.
Good to have you.
Thanks.
I'm excited. There are so many things that go on TVRPD. And matter of fact, we were at a council meeting recently, and General Manager Corey Torres was there, and he and I were addressing the council about over the last year, we at the city, TVRPD, have been working really closely together about how we can help each other and make our relationship stronger so that way it benefits the community.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited because you guys have accomplished so much, and I think we've been playing a much more supportive role, and our communication is probably at the best it's ever been. And we're excited to all the things that you guys have added. But we're going to talk about one thing that's kind of like a long tradition here in Tehachapi, and people from all over look forward to this weekend.
Yes. I mean, last year we had somebody from Las Vegas come up, so that was really it was really cool because you kind of think more of a local communities or outside communities are coming up, but Las Vegas.
Wow.
For the fishing derby.
For a fishing derby, yeah.
Yeah.
For a small little lake.
And I've talked to a lot of people that we're friends with in Bakersfield, and they always talk about, no, we've got that weekend circled. We're coming up for the fishing derby.
Very
so
cool.
I know there's a lot of people outside, but it means a lot to the Tehachapi community as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before I took over fishing derby, we always had the very passionate fishermen that, always wanted more. And I'm happy to provide and take any information or suggestions they might have, and I put it into this.
Well, you can see it. I mean, the feedback is always positive. And the line to get in starts so early.
Yes.
And wraps around to Banducci.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm getting there up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have people sitting out there waiting to get in. And last year at 6 a.m. when it started, we played the national anthem, and I was still registering people to come in to participate. So it's definitely such a long line and a long day.
Do you have any idea, like, the number of people that came out last year?
So last year I had 641 registered to come out. So it was really cool.
And then lots of those people bring, like, friends and family along with them too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a whole experience.
Yeah, and the family. And honestly, the best part is just seeing the kids, and having them hold up their fish, and they're so proud of their fish. And last year we had somebody who came, I want to say it was maybe 7 years ago, and she caught her biggest catch. And then last year she was 17, she caught $1,000 fish.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's just kind of coming full circle. It was really, really cool to see.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And folks like to camp during this weekend as well, right?
Yeah. We are fully booked for this weekend.
Oh, man, already?
Yes. And I was, just because before I came here, I was talking to a couple, and they wanted to get the weekends after because this is a 1-month derby.
Right.
But most of our sites are booked for 2 weeks past the actual derby weekend. So word's getting out, and they're camping, and we're completely booked for that one weekend.
Where's the water line at now?
It's still a little low, but after talking with the water district, they said that we'll be a lot higher once Derby rolls around.
Okay. What's the dates for the Derby weekend?
It's May 17th, so starting May 17th.
And then for the next 4 weeks, the Derby is still, you can cash in those tagged fish.
Yes. Yeah, so that opening weekend's really just for the fun stuff, first, second, and third place, biggest catch, and then, of course, the tagged fish. But the tagged fish are good for the whole month, so that'll end at midnight on June 16th.
Let's talk about some of the sponsors that make this possible, because there are some people that step up, and it really makes it a lot easier for you to do what you need to do to make it a special event for the community.
Yeah.
And so without them, this may not even happen. Definitely not to the level that you're able to do it.
No, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I was just talking to Maya before we got in here. If it weren't for our sponsors, it would not be what it is today. I have 23 sponsors, and we're going to be paying out more than $12,000 in tagged fish if all of them are caught.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have, and there, we have some bigger businesses like BHE, they're the presenting sponsor, but we also have our small town businesses that are, giving us, a lot of money and making this possible.
Good. Do you have a lineup? Can we run through your? Let's do that. Let's give them a little shout out.
Awesome. So I have BHE Renewables. I have C&K Heating and Air, Grimway Farms, Golden Hills IT, McDonald's in Tehachapi, Preferred Plumbing, Tehachapi Community, Cummings Communities, Water District, Flipping Iron, 5Cs Landscaping, Reading General Engineering, Kern County Firefighters Union 1301. I have the Ireland family, so it's just a family that wanted to give to the event, which means a lot to me. Butcher Shop, Stockdale Tile, Hansel Enterprises, Ashmore Motors, Tehachapi Living Magazine, Vegetation Management, TK Pizza, Sail Through Car Wash, Smith & Silva Real Estate. I also have Waste Management that are donating. I have RST Cranes. They're going to donate that really great flag, and it's just really cool. We have Cope's Rod and Tackle Shop, and then Tractor Supply. They give us a kayak, and we use that. So yeah, those are all my sponsors.
That's a ton. And I think, at least of the names that I recognize, a majority are local businesses, right?
Yes, yeah. And most of them have been sponsors for the last 3 years.
Wow.
So it's really cool that they still kind of believe in the event. But yeah, it's really nice.
Now, how many fish are you expecting to be brought in for the Derby?
So we're getting about 2,500 pounds of fish, and then 23 of them will be tagged.
Okay.
And then and they're pretty big fish. I mean, last year our biggest fish was about 9.5 pounds.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, huge.
That's a
fish.
trout.
That's trout. Yeah, rainbow trout.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes, and
That's going to feed a family of 4 easy.
well, and one of the our fishermen that go out there all the time, he said he ate his and said it was really good. Because we truck them up from Oregon.
Oh, cool.
So I'm really excited for this year.
Wow. So all the sponsors are helping to get all of that. What you said, 2,500 pounds of fish?
2,500 pounds of fish, yeah.
That's crazy. That'll
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, and they all sponsor their own tagged fish and their own range of value of money for fish.
What I love is that all of these community partners have stepped up to sponsor a family-oriented event and a traditional. This is something that goes back decades.
Yeah.
And with the family camping trip, going fishing, connecting with your kids, your grandkids. It's just such a cool thing, nostalgic, but doing things together with your family outdoors, it never gets old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that that's really important for me, is just trying to get especially the kids out there, because I have 4 kids and they just want to sit in front of the TV or play video games, and it's really important to my husband and I to get them out and about and learn something or just fresh air. So getting them outside and wanting to start a love for fishing or just getting outside, it's really important to me. And we are doing the kids free day again. So it's not like an organized thing. It's just, having kids, encouraging kids to come out. I have 30 rods and tackle boxes for the first kids coming out that need something. And then that's going to be the first Saturday in May. I think it's the 3rd. But that's just kind of getting kids excited to maybe they want to come to Derby, and it will encourage them to, to fish more. And if they win something, then that's even more exciting.
Keeps that interest and passion for, one, like you said, just being outdoors going, but also fishing. What a fun hobby that is.
Yeah.
Well, and getting the sibling rivalry going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brother versus sister, brother versus brother, sister versus sister. It's just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Who got the biggest fish? And it's always the youngest that probably reels in, the best catch of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that continues through adulthood, too, because you see the guys going like, oh, no, I got a bigger fish, or, we didn't catch anything at all.
Yeah. Those old fishing tales that they talk about. Yeah, it was this big. No, it was this big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just love the fact that this nostalgic thing that I think back to when I was a kid, it was important to do with as a family.
Yeah.
And we have such a beautiful asset that you manage at Bright Lake, and it's different from all the other assets that you have. And each of the park facilities that TVRPD manages is very unique and very different. It has a different, I guess, things to offer to the community. And this is very special.
Well, it's special to me because, when I started, 10 years ago, I felt like we weren't really hitting on that. We weren't really kind of trying to get the community to get engaged in Bright Lake or any of that. So I really wanted to do something, and I feel like this is something that I can kind of give back for our community.
Now, what's the experience that your kids have had there at the lake?
We've had some experiences, but I will tell you, my oldest son has no interest in fishing at all. He's just like gross. But my youngest son, he wants to go out there all the time to fish. He loves fishing, and it's really, really cool to kind of see that. And he's just so excited. Mom, are you going to get me registered for the Derby? I'm going to get a big catch this year. And I'm like, I hope you do. Because, it's really harboring it. He's such an outdoors kid. And then my youngest daughter, she's never fished before, but she's tried, but she hasn't caught anything.
Does she like just being there, being outside and soaking in the sun?
Yes, she just wants to be a part with all the other kids, but she's definitely an outdoorsy kid.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the other festivities that are going on the opening weekend of the Derby? Anything interesting for the kids as well? If maybe, like you said, they're not super into fishing?
Well, there's nothing really. I mean, if you're coming out with the family, the night before, I am planning on doing like a big fire pit and, offering s'mores for all the kids, just to kind of come around and hang out, just trying to, get everybody that's there for fishing to kind of have more of a camaraderie as opposed to it being a competition, because that's kind of how people see it as. But nothing really other than the Derby for the Derby weekend, because it is just a really big weekend.
Yeah. Now, are people able to kayak during the Derby and I suppose fish out of their kayak?
Yeah, you can. Some people do float tubes as long as they have like waders. They can do that. Kayak, you can have a boat just as long as it's not gas on the lake. You're good to go.
Perfect little trolling motor.
Perfect trolling motor. Yeah. Some of our fishermen swear by going by the boat. So yeah, I mean, boat, float on the side of the dam, however you got to do it.
Well, I think the photos when you just see everyone lined up, that's shore fishing.
Yeah.
And then you've got a ton of boats out there and everyone's got lines in. But it's always the excitement of when that shore fisherman, all of a sudden you see the line bob and the boat ones are a little aggravated, like, hey, I should have the advantage here. Yeah. And you're hitting from the shore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a lot of the frustration on my first year because a lot of our shore fishermen were catching these bigger fish or even tagged fish. And like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They love those shore fishermen.
Yeah. The fish decide where they're going to feed from, rest from, after they, visit the lake, get dropped off.
Yes.
And they decide what side of the lake is home. Yes,
they do. Well, and we let them acclimate too. So after they get delivered, they figure out where they want to go afterward. So yeah.
And so once they're delivered, you guys have a moratorium. There's no fishing for a period of time.
Right. Yeah. So we do, typically it's a Wednesday delivery, and then we don't allow fishing from Wednesday to Derby Day, just because we do have those tagged fish. So if somebody catches them before the Derby, then that's really sad for the participants and the sponsor too, because that's what they're paying for.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a blast again.
Yeah.
So people can they register online?
They can register online. They can come into the office. They can call. I'm willing to help anybody over the phone if they can't make it. So, and of course the day before and the day of, we'll do the registration, but the price does go up if you wait till last minute. So, I would just encourage anybody who wants to go to register the day before or Saturday.
You save a ton of time if you do it ahead of time, plan in advance, and get that registration taken care of. And it makes sense because now all of a sudden you're out there grinding away, getting everyone applied. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit more. So the pre-plan.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It makes it easier for me, just so I know what I'm working with,
Right.
Do you have a cap of how many people can sign up, or is it just as many people as you can fit?
Yeah, I'm just letting it go for right now. So 641 didn't seem too bad last year, but I will also say because it's a 1 month, people don't necessarily come on opening day because they want to miss the crowd.
Yeah.
So they'll come, 2 days later or the weekend after. And that's kind of how I've been selling it to some people too. Cause like, oh, I don't want to do the crowd. I'm like, well, then come 2 weeks after and see what we have left.
So they've got a 30-day experience. This registration takes care of, they could go every day for 30 days.
They could, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and they can catch multiple tagged fish. So, I mean, I had one lady last year caught 2 tagged fish. She caught a 750 and a 100.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to, I encourage you to.
Love that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Remind folks again the start date of it.
It's May 17th at 6 a.m.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, is that Mother's Day weekend or is it the weekend before?
I think it's the weekend before.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope so. You figure I would look and see
What
this.
a great Mother's Day week, though. I mean, right? Out there with the family.
Well, that's what I told
or
some-
mom can send the kids out to the lake.
Yeah.
And she can enjoy herself.
There you go.
That's what I told one mom. I'm like, just send them to the lake and you can have your day as much as you want to hang out with the kids.
You
and
get your
husband.
spa day. You get your quiet time.
Yes. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So now this isn't the only event that you host. You've got a couple of other gems that take place. So
Yeah.
what else do we have to look forward to at Bright Lake?
So in June on the 21st, we're putting on the Sip and Savor. So it's we're trying to get our local wineries out there and small little eateries for that event.
When do you know the date?
May 21st. I'm sorry, June 21st.
So is that just after the fishing derby is closed?
Yes.
So you can't double up and get your last little bit of fishing
Right,
in.
and drink on the lake? No.
All right, no,
Although I'm
no
sure some people
twofers.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that event was a huge success last year. It was super well received by the community. It was the first time it was done.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it back this year, and I'm sure everything will be fine-tuned and even better. But you'd mentioned that you guys are looking for musicians for that, right?
Yeah, Sadayi and Bailey were looking for musicians. I think they put something out, but they are looking for local musicians to have for the event. I think they're looking for 2 more or something. Don't quote me on it, but they were looking for that yesterday.
Cool.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun and unique event to, again, enjoy what a wonderful asset Bright Lake is. Drink some wine, taste some bites there at sunset, nonetheless. A beautiful view of the lake and just enjoy the ambiance. It seemed like the perfect date night for folks. And again, just a wonderful way to get out and enjoy the lovely weather that hopefully we should be having in June at that time.
Yeah, you never know with June.
Yeah.
We get that June gloom that comes in.
Yeah,
but
we do.
But out at the lake, it's still beautiful. If it's a little chilly, you grab a jacket and just enjoy everything that's within view.
Yeah.
And camping still available for that weekend?
Camping is still available for that weekend, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's brag on the campground a little bit because we've done that. My wife and I have gone, and then I know my son and his family, they've gone just for like that one day getaway. You don't feel like going off to the coast or going somewhere, and it's like you can drive 10 minutes away, pull your trailer or pitch your tent and get an outdoor experience and, whatever, the staycation, if you will.
Yes.
And so I think it's a great asset that people don't even think about.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up here and I've been out there as a teenager and you just kind of forget about Bright Lake. You just don't really remember that it's there. But honestly, it is a small little campground, but it's spacious. I've gone to bigger campgrounds and you're in there like sardines. You're right up next to another camper. So I feel like at Bright Lake, it's just, it's quiet, it's spacious, it's small, but it's close to home. It's just kind of like your old town or your small town feel kind of campground. I love Bright Lake.
And let's talk about the features of the campsites. You've got some, is it all dry camping or do we have a few hookups?
We have full hookups, so water, electric, and sewer. We have some partial, so water and electric. But if you stay there, we also have a dump station that's available. So if you want to leave and dump before you leave, you're more than welcome to do that. And then we do have quite a few dry sites.
And then what's the cost?
So it's $35 for a full hookup, it's $30 for partial, and it's $25 for tent.
That's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Compared to, I want to say the last time we probably spent for hookups. We got good pricing. We were like $55 or $65
Yeah.
for a night.
Yeah.
So that's really good pricing and staying local. And there's nothing like being 10 minutes from home. So when I forgot that one thing,
Yeah.
I can go drive back out the gate, turn
Right.
around, go get what I need, and I'll be back in half an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then you said it's like the gate. Some people are a little leery about the gate, but honestly, I feel like it just means that you're a little bit more secure in that area. There's not as much riffraff that you're going to get
Right.
coming in and out. So I feel like the gate is an asset to the lake.
Oh, I agree. It's one of those things. I know that it used to be a traditional site for teens to go to on Fridays
Oh,
and
yes.
Saturdays. And, you've got, the camp managers that are there.
Mm-hmm.
So things are well managed, maintained, taken care of.
Yes. Thank
And-
goodness for our camp hosts.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that they have to deal with. Thank goodness for them. I mean,
And you've got some great hiking.
yeah. Yeah, and that little trail around the lake, it is the Water District property, but it is a great little hike. And then, of course, when November comes, we'll do the turkey trot. But I mean, it's a good little course.
Yeah. And the high school uses for the cross country.
Yes, they do.
So they work that out. The high school works that out with you and with TCCWD.
Yes.
For a little kind of community collaboration. But that's one of the most beautiful cross-country courses that I think the kids anywhere here in Kern County can run on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I enjoy it.
Okay.
I have no qualms with it.
So let's move on. I know stargazing, I asked you ahead of time, and I've been out, my wife and I went out a few years ago, and there was an event there, and just the stargazing, because, it's perfect. There's the low light
Yes.
and just the view.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did it last year for the Recreation Month. I do want to try to figure out a better date because the Bear Valley Astronomy Club, did make a suggestion for different dates, but I would like to work more closely with them this year to figure out a better date for visibility or what we're looking for. So, but it was a really, really fun night. These huge magnifying, what are they called?
Telescopes.
Telescopes. It's
Yeah.
a magnifying glass.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's making the planets look bigger.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
it is, but much cooler than a magnifying
Yeah,
glass.
exactly.
It was a very fun event.
Yeah. And I know if you ask the astronomy club, they'll give you dates.
Yes. Well, I mean, and I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was very helpful and he did suggest some dates, but I definitely want to work closely with him to figure out a better date in July.
That'll be good. I know at the end of September, we're going to do one at the airport, and we've reached out. So we've got a date, and they've picked the date for us, based on whatever, is viewable in the sky. So they already know the calendar of what the best dates are.
And that is so cool. I wish I could learn a little bit more about, the sky mapping and all of that. It's something you just don't look at nowadays. Nobody just looks at the sky and enjoys it.
Yeah. Well, Bright Lake's perfect with the low lights.
Agreed.
You'll
So
be
is
able
the
to see
airport.
things. Yeah. There's certain things, and it was such a nice event when we went out there, and everyone's got their little red lens on their flashlight because you can't open your pupils too much, or there's all these different things. I'm not into astronomy, but my wife is, and so I'm the one that's got to watch what I do because I don't want to tick everyone off.
Right.
Because I'll step on toes. And so, no, she educated me on, this is why we use a red filter on the flashlight so it doesn't have too much light, and you want everyone to enjoy the experience. And that's exactly what it was. It was just a beautiful summer night to look at the stars through, these big magnifying glasses.
Right. I didn't know about the red light either, so I'm learning something.
Yeah, that's something I learned. But do we have anything else? I mean, you talked about turkey trot. I mean, we're just talking about one asset that's under the TVRPD portfolio.
Right.
So these are just really neat events that are all family oriented.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know that Bailey and Saudi are working on all of our annual runs. So, our All-American 5K they were working on, and the mountain gallop that we do with the chamber for Mountain Festival. I know they're working on putting out a new run, the Mud Run. I think they're also working on a color run with Golden Hills CSD. So, I mean, they are very busy, and not only the runs, but they're putting on the youth programs that we have and, any of the community events that we might have going on. So recreation's definitely they have a lot on their plate.
They do, and very well managed. And I think, like, pickleball instruction kicked off.
Pickleball.
And that's, so was that a good sigh or?
I feel bad for Bailey because Bailey tried really hard. She's working really hard to get all of those tournaments going.
Right.
And we had that. I mean, it's difficult to predict March weather.
When she approached me with the March date, I looked at her, I said, I go, you're ambitious.
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going to happen in March here. And I know because I work closely with her trying to coordinate. And I think she's learned a lot by not hosting an event.
Yes.
The do's, the don'ts, the courtesies for the players and, what makes it a good competitive event. And I asked her, I said, what's the best decision do you think?
Right.
And I said, well, I think it's to postpone it. I go, you're right. Because you don't want to give someone a bad experience with a cold. I think one of the days was going to be 28 degrees.
Yeah. Well, and windy too.
Yeah.
And like, if you're playing pickleball, you don't want it to be windy.
Right. Right. So she made good decisions for pickleball players. But now we've kicked off the lessons.
Yes.
So 3 nights a week, we've got lessons going on at the TPD courts.
Yeah.
And this is the second year. Now it's exciting to say this is the second year of lessons at our pickleball facility.
Yeah. Really, really cool. I have to admit, I didn't know what to think about pickleball, but I started playing it and I love pickleball. So I was actually trying to talk to Bailey about doing the women's and being a novice team because we're not very good, but
you don't have
I
to
would
be.
love to play.
All you have to do is just want to go out and have a good time.
And that's all I want to do. It's so much fun.
So
I really like it.
The May tournament for women only is May 31st.
Yes.
And I already know that there's going to be some youth teams that are in. Some girls from the high school have already paired up. And they're
good.
signing up. So I encourage it. And I think that it's the nice thing about, if you guys are listening and kind of curious, I'll delve into my pickleball expertise.
I'm listening.
It's nice to have the gender events. So the women's doubles, because sometimes men can get overly competitive and then kind of try to dominate the court, if you will. Not that women don't have that same competitive push, but I think that there's a better dynamic sometimes, especially if you're new, that you're not intimidated next to a partner that physically is running around.
Right.
So, and usually the funny thing is, if there's music being played, the women are dancing in between points. It's a whole different vibe than when the men are out there, but you guys are having a good time and it's competitive, yet there's that kind of sisterhood, I guess, that kind of goes on, that connection.
Yeah.
And that's the fun thing to see.
Yeah.
So I think that having a women's doubles event will be very successful.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And I am still trying to bother her about doing it, but I know she has to also manage the whole tournament, so maybe not harass her too much about it.
No, pressure her.
Yeah.
She needs to do both. She's ready. She's ready to do both.
Yeah, she's good, and I feel like she's prepared and she's really putting her heart into the pickleball. So yeah, and I think it shows with how prepared she's been with, hey, we're gonna look at the weather, we're gonna play by ear, see how it goes, but then still have a backup plan. So I think that's great.
Yeah. And I just, it's been fun working with her and kind of teaching her along the way, the do's, the don'ts, the things to ask. And I don't think there's people understand, they appreciate the fact that you're looking out for them to have the best experience.
Yeah.
So May should be beautiful weather.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
There's so much coming up. I'm excited. I'm going to have to start plugging this stuff into my calendar so that I don't miss it, because we are into the busy season now of recreation, events, just being outside and coming back to life after the winter. So I hope everybody else is as excited as we are. I'm sure that they are. The Fishing Derby again coming up May 17th through the month of May and into June. We've got Sip and Savor on the horizon and so many more fun events. We're looking forward to Parks and Rec month in July.
Yeah.
And
And
many
currently
things.
we've got the Spring into Fitness Challenge that's going on, running, biking, and cycling. And the teams, you've got more teams this year, more individuals in this competition. We at the City of Tehachapi, our team is in 4th place.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Really?
we're like last year we were battling first, second.
That's what I was thinking.
But there's
The
a couple
top three.
They're like 1,000 miles ahead of us already.
Yeah.
Is it the dolphin?
It's the hotties.
The hotties.
Yes, the hotties.
And the
yes.
aquatic team.
Yeah.
Right.
So
We've got
but
some catching up to do.
Yeah.
I put in almost 20 miles this past weekend, Key. So
Okay, you're doing your share.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Are you a part of the fitness challenge?
I am not.
You're watching from a distance.
I'm a
Okay.
supportive, person. I'm not doing it.
the competition is fierce. Once you are in it, then yeah, I wouldn't consider myself a competitive person, but once this challenge gets going,
Well, we've got
Yeah.
3 here at the city: Daisy, Bernie, and Rich.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
They just go ahead and they check their miles and who's did this and who's done that, and then and they each push each other. I know Daisy's like, oh, I can't be in second, and she goes out and just keeps walking. And,
Well, she's so funny. She said she wasn't going to do it this year. And
Right.
sure enough, here she is in first place with, I don't know, probably 200 miles already.
yeah,
Well, wasn't Corey a good contender last year? Wasn't he putting a lot of miles
for
on?
the
with
marathon.
the
correct?
marathon.
Yes.
Yeah, but this year he took off the marathons. I think he ran his last marathon, or he did a half marathon recently.
Yeah.
And he's kind of taking a break. So he's coaching Little League and
Well, that's a commitment.
yeah. So he's kind of transferred his energy into coaching baseball with his kids, but he's still putting some miles on. He's on the team.
Yeah.
But not like Daisy, Rich, and Bernie.
No.
Those 3 are just so far out in front. But it's fun to see because internally it's creating our own challenge here
Right.
with city staff. So we're seeing a lot more lunchtime walkers,
Oh, good.
and we've got our before and after. So health and fitness, I think this has been a great introduction. Started a year ago.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd, program. You had 2, one a spring and a fall.
Yes.
And then I think that's the same plan this year too, right?
Yeah.
Spring and fall. So we're off to a big start. And I see Adventist Health has multiple teams.
Nice.
So each of the different units, like the surgery team has one and the admin team has one. So they've got it creates that internal competition.
Love it. And people can still join, right? Up until the
Yeah.
program's over.
Oh, yeah.
And it's free.
And
And
it's free.
free.
But there are prize incentives at the end, right? Whoever wins, like
Yes.
team and individual, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So she has prizes for, like you said, teams and individuals, and all of that would be announced at one of our board meetings. I want to say it's in the middle of summer or the beginning of summer. She'll make those announcements and then award everybody.
Cool. I'm excited for it. I hope maybe the city can make the leaderboard again. But
We've got a 2nd place plaque up there on the shelf. Yeah. I don't know, but chasing the cycling teams and that one aquatic
we
team is going
all
to be
need
a
to go
challenge.
get a bike.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Cycling miles. They add up.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. We are going to stay busy and hopefully active this summer thanks to TVRPD. Again, lots of fun stuff on the horizon. What's the best place for folks to go to recap all of this and sign up for programs, learn more, all the good stuff?
Best way to look at any information for TVRPD is tvrpd.org.
Easy peasy. And then you
ma'am.
guys have social medias as well. I
Yes.
want to say did the handles change on Instagram recently?
It did.
Okay.
Yeah. So for for Parks and Rec, it's tehachapi.parksandrec. And then Bright Lake also has social medias as well for Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So what are the handles for Bright Lake?
Bright Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
Easy. That was
Makes sense.
easy.
Just straight to the point.
Quick search.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Taylor, anything else we haven't talked about that you want to drop a mention?
No, sir. I think you guys let me cover all of it and take up all your time. I appreciate being here.
No, thanks for coming in. It's been great to hear about everything. And I'm looking forward to the fishing derby. Yeah, it'll be great. I'm
holding you to that.
I know.
So when you said you were excited about acting, we challenged you to
gosh.
act. So that means we're going to challenge you to fish in the derby.
Maybe I will. My boyfriend's very into fishing. I think he might be, he's a fly fisherman. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have a lot of fire fishermen come, but if you let me know, I will get you registered.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
All right.
I want to see you there now.
I know. I'll at
Challenge-
least be there in
challenge
support.
accepted.
I'll at least be there in support.
I accept that too.
Well, good stuff. Taylor, thanks again for coming in today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. And if anybody is listening and you have a question about Parks and Rec or really anything that you've heard on this podcast, you can email us media@tehachapiCityHall.com and we will get that addressed to the right place. Thanks as always for tuning in, and we hope to catch you back here next time on Tehach Pod.